Greetings, everyone, from wherever you're watching us from. This is another time that we have just to share and dispense life. I'm your host, Mike G, and we are having today's program or show, which is Hanging Out with Mike. So, without much ado, I want to introduce him. He is Ambassador John Ruru. Yes, karibu sana, Mr. John. Thank you, our studios.
Thank you.
Yes, we love visitors. Okay. And we love to hear from many people as possible, and especially when you are dispensing life. So, John, karibu, tell us more about you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Yes.
For such an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm Ambassador John Ruru.
Yes.
I bless the Lord for you.
Yes.
And also I bless the Lord for everything that we have created such an opportunity.
Oh, yes.
John, I'm a young man.
Yeah.
And I have a desire and a zeal to the young people.
Ah, nice.
And I have come here, we share the kingdom perception.
Wow.
On how to live the kingdom life as young people. I have seen a lot of challenges that we are going through as young people.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go through some waves and wilderness.
Yeah.
And out of that, I have gotten a desire and a zeal to speak about young people.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I think that is so amazing because something very interesting here, if you look at it.
Yeah.
He has written a book. He is an author.
Okay.
And it is I titled Wilderness of Youthfulness. Yeah. Very interesting topic. So might you want to tell us more about this book and maybe where it is birthed from?
Okay.
And maybe our audience can understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a conviction in my spirit through the insight of how young people are going through. Sometimes you find we have educated young people. We have people who have come from a very uplifting background.
Okay.
But when we are growing, sometimes we are very innocent in our background. We are very innocent even in our education system. So I got a zeal to the young people on how these young people are going through life, but they are in a wilderness somewhere and they are alone. So out of that aloneness, I found that there is a wilderness that sometimes you as a parent, you as a brother, you as a sister, you are not able to speak of yourself.
Okay.
You are in a certain world alone. And I got a heading that the wilderness of youthfulness.
Okay.
The wilderness of youthfulness, these are phases. These are phases that mostly, there are so many wilderness, but I have measured on the key wilderness that many young people go through.
Okay.
And the wilderness of youthfulness, this is the book that I have authored.
All right.
And one of the major topics that I have gone through, it is to bring out this wilderness.
All right.
From a perception of the kingdom. Because I'm a kingdom ambassador, I have brought the wilderness from the perception of the kingdom.
All right.
Because we have so many introduction to the wilderness of youthfulness from the psychological perception.
All right.
And sometimes the psychological perception, the psychologists or the counselors come to deal with them emotionally, come to deal with them psychologically. But the root cause being the spiritual cause, and because a man is a spirit, as the kingdom state, now I have come to utilize this wisdom, to utilize this perception through the spirit understanding of the wilderness. So I have gotten several wilderness, and the book has covered them.
All right.
And I think now I have given you a breakthrough or a brief of what is expected from the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you are telling us, in short, you saw there was a void.
True.
You saw it gets to a point.
Okay.
In the growth.
True. Yeah.
Youths find themselves in like a certain wilderness.
True.
And so when they find themselves in that wilderness, there is the possibility of them getting lost in the same wilderness.
Yeah.
So is it something that maybe is personal, that came from you, or it is an observation?
Okay. I have a personal experiences.
All right.
One thing, let me speak about one wilderness.
All right.
The wilderness of faith.
All right. All right.
Faith, man is a very unique creature.
All right.
Because God created us that we are three in one. Man is a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. So faith, no man can live without a faith. But sometimes we as young people, we are grounded in our parents' faith.
It's true.
So when we mature or when we reach to a point to make a personal decision, sometimes we move out of the faith that we were raised of our parent, and a man cannot live without a faith. So you find yourself you're in a certain wilderness that you grew up under a faith that you have no background other. So like for me, I was raised in a religious background
setting.
I was raised by religious parents, and it was a nice thing to me. But now when I reached to make my personal decision,
and you are so comfortable by then.
I was so comfortable.
Yes.
So when I realized that I am to make a personal decision, so I find myself that I'm feeling inside me that I'm carrying something like a burden into me. Because I'm here to follow some rules, some set rules.
Yes.
So that
they call it metaratara.
Out of that, I decided to leave the faith that I was raised under. So I just became a ordinary guy. So out of now realizing the kingdom that Christ brought to us,
all right,
I came to understand that I was in a wilderness.
Okay.
I was in a wilderness of faith. And I became convicted into me how many young people are going through the same. They were raised in a faith that this faith is not grounded in their personal understanding. It is grounded in their parent conviction. So out of that, these young people, when you reach to a point to make a personal decision, you find yourself now, you just come out, you just go without thinking, what do I believe? You don't have a base of what you believe.
Wow.
So according to me, faith is one of the wilderness that is mostly affecting our generation and is mostly affecting our society. Because religion cannot fix the faith in a man's heart.
I agree. I agree. And I really can relate when you're talking about when someone is riding on the faith of their parent. True. And sometimes you can only imagine you are riding on the faith that is founded on the wrong doctrines. So actually, you build on it.
True. You build on it.
I think it's Paul who is telling Timothy how he knows, like he's coming from the grammar. He mentions Lois and whatever, and Eunice, and so you can tell. We are a people who are coming from a place.
We are coming from somewhere.
So if maybe we can call it, if your identity is wrong from the onset. You just build on that. So now when you're talking about the wilderness, so that tells us that there is a time that comes for every other person. When you come of age, when you come to a point of you want to understand who you really are. A place where I feel like calling it a rediscovery moment. You are rediscovering yourself. Yes. So now that is whatever you felt like a burden to the youths. And now, wow, congratulations. You've even come up with a book. And I feel like it will get even to so many people and even help them. And it's amazing. I know we are going to go through it so that even we can understand some of the things that you just picked on faith. So I believe there are so many other many other wildernesses that we can even talk about. But maybe to someone who is watching us out there, they're in a place of confusion. They're in a place where they feel like they need to make a certain decision. They are like, na hii kitu ya madhe, hii church ya Mokoro. Hey, you understand? They don't get it. They don't get it. So they are like, they want to get to that place. So maybe you can just maybe advise someone out there and tell them how to come out of it, because you are a perfect example to tell them that actually I came out of it. So maybe you can, as you wrap up, you can tell us.
So Mike, thank you for such a question, and all our viewers. I would like to say that we as young people, you see, when someone is young, you are in a certain position, as you have said, you are discovering yourself. Because we just come from the care of parents. We just come from the care of our teachers, or the cares from universities and colleges. So now you are rediscovering yourself to pave a way on where you shall live your life, and to pave a path where you shall build your entire life. So in youth, for me, I have seen like you must first of all understand who you are, because sometimes before we come to faith, or the belief that you are to believe, you cannot choose the faith to believe unless you understand who you are. So we have so many people who understand themselves from science perception. We have so many people who understand themselves from the history of the Homo sapiens. You see that history. But now for you to fully understand yourself fully, you have to come to understand yourself from the perception of God. Who do God say who I am? Until you understand yourself from the perception of God, you cannot be able to choose the faith to walk upon. You cannot be able to choose the belief to walk into. So the greatest work, or the greatest rediscovery, is to identity, to know who you are, and you understand yourself from the perception of God. So to every young person who is watching us, the best way to rediscover yourself, it is only to understand who you are. When you understand who you are, you don't need someone to direct you. You don't need a coach. You don't need a supervisor to survey on which faith to build upon, because God will give you the right stand. He will build you on the right foundation.
That was great. That calls for self discovery, and because I feel like so many people have different clothes. I can have my grandma's garment. So in short, faith. So I'm building on it, and I'm becoming someone else. So we need to peel out all those things, so that now we can get to who we really are. Wow, that's amazing. And you have seen something very powerful. That you'll not need now any other person.
You don't need anyone.
So the why, the who factor, those questions. When you discover that, you'll not need those extra people coming to tell you who you really are, because actually others, they have a different opinion of you,
they have
a very distorted image about you, because even the lenses maybe they are using, they are even wrong. Even they are broken. So we get it. I was reading somewhere and they were saying there is no school for the fish to learn how to swim. Swimminology. So, or even the birds to fly. Why is it that man, we have put it like lazima wajue hizi vitu, so that self discovery, I believe there are so many people, and I believe that's why we are having a generation that is even saying walitoka church hawakuacha God. There's some funny phrases that are out there, and I know when we come to a place of discovering ourselves and where we came from, that I came from God, I am born of God. Those things that they are fundamental.
They are very fundamental.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so amazing, Mr. John.
Okay.
And maybe how can people get your books? Maybe you can tell you can give them your contacts.
Yeah. If you'd like to a copy of this book,
yeah,
I can communicate through 07 16
yes
467
yes
136.
wow.
I'm John Ruru. I have my WhatsApp,
yes
my social media platform.
yes
Then that number has my WhatsApp,
yes
my Facebook platform. I'm John Ruru.
John Ruru.
My TikTok account, John Ruru. My ex account also,
yes.
John Ruru.
Wow.
So through that you can reach on me, and I'm grateful.
Wow.
Be hosted by you.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for coming over.
Okay.
And even sharing with us all about the wilderness of youthfulness.
Yeah.
It is very funny because then these guys I believe they have come out of this wilderness. They are so happy. You can see them smiling. You can see them, right? So yeah, thank you for coming over to hang out with me, because these hangouts, they are powerful. We get these kind of talks that are very liberating at the end of the day, and they are freeing so many people. So thank you guys for choosing to always come and tune and watch